my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So, The Guardian is a newspaper that all the intelligentsia love. All the artsy intelligentsia, they freaking adore The Guardian, right? So I would say it's a reasonably influential newspaper. Okay, you've got the type of people who read The Guardian, the BBC. The entirety of the BBC all read and lap up and agree with The Guardian. The Guardian, like most things in culture, is like has a mono culture. Like has only a one way of thinking, and they think everybody who doesn't think like them is weird. So The Guardian is doing what just about every newspaper is doing, an article on who will be the next Doctor Who. I don't think there's going to be a next Doctor Who. I think Jodie Whittaker is going to regenerate into a cliffhanger. Honestly, my guess is this. I think they're going to wait and see if the performance, if his performance improves over the next season, which is 6 episodes, for what I understand. I think they're just going to wait and see, and then bring in a new production team if it has the ratings to warrant it. I think, or if they have international partners for it, which I don't believe they have anymore. Of these 6 episodes and 2 specials, which are reporting what they're making, goes out. So yeah. So I don't think there is going to be another Doctor Who. But if it does well, I think that, they have they'll know by December, right? That gives them a full year to bring in a brand new team, a new production team, and make a new Doctor Who. I guess that will premiere on Christmas Day 2022, New Year's Day 2023, or November 23rd. The Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, or nothing, or absolutely nothing. I think it's dependent on its ratings, and the ratings are going to be terrible. The ratings are going to be terrible. The worst thing for this era of Doctor Who is making it and airing it, because then people see how bad it is, and as it goes on, like if it was a 10-week run, they would end up halving their, probably more than that. Last time they ended up losing 66%, I think, of the ratings. With a shorter run, they may only lose 40%, right? So, the worst thing to do is make an air Doctor Who. So I don't think there's going to be another Doctor Who. But I know quite a lot about Doctor Who. I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan. So The Guardian, along with, the woolly granola lefty paper that it is, knows nothing about Doctor Who. I think, listen, I'm going to read the article here with you for the first time. If it shows that they know anything about Doctor Who, I'll say it. I've seen the people they pick. They're all terrible. They're all basically like, this is. There's one actually that isn't bad. They're all pretty bad ideas. If you know Doctor Who, they're good ideas for people to headline a TV show, not Doctor Who. And I think if anything, the Jodie Whittaker era has proved that the role is not actor proof. Right? You need to have some kind of affinity to be Doctor Who, right? You need some kind of affinity. Fine, before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Freaking awesome. Thank you very much. I am insanely grateful, and I am insanely grateful. Can you hit the share button? I am even more insanely grateful, right? Thank you very much. Can you hit that subscribe button? I am in a pitch battle with YouTube. YouTube, of course, winning, because they're in charge. It's their platform. They don't like me getting new subscribers. Every time I get a few, they take them up. Like, it's really got bad recently. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, if you could consider hitting subscribe button, it'll only last for a day or two, from what I can tell anyway. If you could consider hitting the subscribe button, that would be fan-dabby double dozy. And also, don't forget to check out my Indiegogo. My Indiegogo over here. 2 awesome graphic novels. We got Biblical Bible Stories, Atheist Creatures, Orationalist Rogues, and The Imperium, a love letter to telly fantasy of the 1960s. 105 pages long, 220 pages long. The quick review of them is they're brilliant. They're freaking brilliant. But then again, so am I, baby. So am I. Actually, I'm telling you, a quick aside. I was feeling a little bit down a couple of weeks ago. I've got stuff going on. There's ongoing cancellation attempt, which I think is going to be run out by August, right? This ongoing, well, it was getting me down the other day. And then I channeled my inner cat from Red Dwarf, and it really just came to me from nowhere. He said, but wait a minute, I know something that they don't. I'm freaking awesome! Yeah, and that was literally the thought that went through my head. I'm like, oh yes, and it kind of picked me up. You're awesome too. Remember that you're freaking awesome. Fine, so let's look at this article, which I think will be less than freaking awesome. From Riz Ahmed to Michaela Cole, who should be the next Doctor Who, according to Ignoramus, who knows nothing about Doctor Who, but does like granola. Jodie Whittaker's departure from the iconic BBC role has been heavily rumoured, but who should be next in the TARDIS? Here are 14 faces will like to play the 14th Doctor. And again, this belies no knowledge or understanding of the 14th Doctor, right? With most modern Doctor Who actors doing 3 series, Capaldi would have done 5 of the show at most. The rumoured Jodie Whittaker departure swirling around. She would have gone on forever. If she had done well, she would have gone on for like 5 years. She would have gone on for a while. But listen, have you seen the merchandise that puts her on the front of it? It's all for 3 to 5 year olds. That's the market they seem to have been able to find, and it's a small market. They've given up a much bigger market because they thought there was a much bigger market out there. They thought there was going to be inundated with people who just love the stunning and braveness of Jodie Whittaker, right? Oh, she's so stunning, she's so brave, we're just going to love her to bits because she's a lady and she's broken the glass ceiling and it's all great. Trouble was, the writing was, I'm going to use a technical term here, shit. Utter shit. And the secondary problem is her performance was also similar technical term, also shit. Utter shit. So didn't really work out. Some are more likely than others. Michaela Cole, zero likelihood. Zero. I think her career is doing way too good. Everybody loves her too much. And I think she would be very bad for the role. She doesn't sound Time Lordy to me, you know. She doesn't have that towering authority. Yeah, I understand. She was in a TV show which showed an evil man having sex and raping her, I guess, having sex with her against her will while she was unconscious on a toilet in a club after she got drunk out of her mind. But no, none of that's her fault. It's all the evil bad guy. And let me be clear. You shouldn't rape somebody even if they're unconscious, but you should have some idea of how to protect yourself and not leave yourself in situations where you are going to be assaulted. For example, if you are a Spurs fan, a Tottenham Hotspur football fan, you probably shouldn't go to Arsenal or Chelsea. I'll say more Chelsea. Wearing your Spurs colours because you're going to find yourself on the wrong end of a kicking. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. And if you do that, you're a schmuck. Now, the people who are giving you a kicking, they shouldn't be giving you a kicking. That's a bad thing that they're doing. But you should not set up that situation, which is what you did. I haven't seen. I may destroy you. I saw the trailer. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not really interested in that at all. I might force myself to watch it. Right? I watched Time, and I freaking love that. I just did a review of that. With I May Destroy You being one of the most acclaimed shows of 2020, if you arseholes are acclaiming it, it's probably garbage. Cole has been heavily tipped as Whittaker's replacement for months. Why? She doesn't want it. We don't want it. You weird Twitterati want it. That's the only people who want it. Why? Because she's black. And she's not even going to be the first black Doctor. And she won't be, like, beloved. It's like, you got to understand that. Just like Whittaker was wrong for the role. Just wrong for the role. And essentially it did very badly with it. I mean, I can't imagine that Michaela Cole will do worse with it than Jodie Whittaker, but who knows or dares to dream. Her appearances on Black Mirror show that she's got a dystopian sci-fi in the bag. No. Okay, I can't remember what episode I got to check out what episode she's in. I've seen all of those. She will bring huge charisma to the role. Big question. Well, that's like that's lacking right now. A big question mark is on her willingness to compromise and work with the showrunner. I mean, I guess she could be the showrunner, but she's gotten zero interest in this. She was in creative control and may destroy you from start to finish. Would she be willing to swap that for being told exactly how to look horrified as a Dalek tries to exterminate her for 6 months of the year? It's more like 8 months of the year. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Racist, right? Okay, you go, oh look, we got a black woman! Oh, she's done well, yeah. That's a great token. I could use her as a token to make me feel good about herself. Why aren't you putting her up to be showrunner as well? If she just had complete creative control over the most successful thing of 2020, why is it not even occurring to you in the slightest way that she should be the showrunner behind the camera? You know why? Because you're a racist! That's why you picked her, and that's why you're not considering her for showrunner. Because you are a racist! What a shock. Ollie Alexander. What another terrible idea. Casting Alexander will be a huge moment for the show that has maintained a co-LGBTQ plus following since the 80s. Probably before that, actually. Well, listen, a lot of the people who LGBT people who've been around since the 80s are now being told to get out because we hate you. Gareth Roberts, for example. If you're not part of their cult of insanity, of the TQ plus insanity, then they will hate you. It's a sin reminded everyone that it was far from just the Years and Years singer. And he has a great... Who was a singer in Years and Years? And has a great was it acting back catalogue having... Yes, but he was... he was good in It's a Sin because he was playing a gay man. And I think he had a rough idea how to play a gay man. You know, I think his biggest leap was how to play a gay man in the 80s. Turns out pretty similar to how you play a gay man in 2020. So, right? So that's basically it. It's great having duted? What's duted mean? Duade? I think that's what, maybe it's Duade. Sung with Elton John on his on this year's Brit Awards. He would have to put singing on hold. See, Elton John, I think he's been gay all his life. He hasn't made being gay a part of his, you know. Anybody could have played, could have done that song from Tommy. He didn't really play on being gay. Ollie Alexander's, oh look, I'm a gay person. I'm so good. Mind you, John Purdy still found time to release a single in the 70s, so who knows? The Brit Awards. So he would have to put singing on hold to sign up for the Doctor Who production schedule. Yeah, he's not interested, and they're not interested in having Rose Mataffa. I don't even know who she is. Christopher Eccleston's Doctor Who once explained his accent by saying, "Lots of planets have a north, and what if lots of planets have a New Zealand?" Okay, let me guess. She's done some woke thing recently that you like. Okay, that's just my Let's see if I predicted that correctly. A creative force in comedy and writing her own shows. She's already she already faced down one Doctor Who villain. King Hydrax was played by Greg Davis as a standout contributor to Series 9 of Taskmaster. Can you imagine her busting out the TARDIS doors for a spot of adventure? No, I really can't. I'm looking at a picture. No, I can't. Nothing about her face says, whoa, she looks authoritative. Yeah, that must be it. Richard was a Iodade. So again, you picked him because he's black, because you're a racist. And again, if she's a creative director, why can't she be the showrunner? I don't know. He's host of Crystal Maze. Wow. Is Richard and Brian dead? At first, I can't believe they brought that back. Wow, I have to check that out now. Okay, Richard, we know he's got the gift of the gab and a mysterious guide to a curious world. He's impeccable comic timing, sci-fi experience with a voiceover work in The Mandalorian. My question, though, is does he have... the metal, right, to play Doctor Who? He's got the quirkiness. He's certainly got the quirkiness. And I say, look, I would say it's not that one should ever hire on identity. It's just a bit weird at this point that we've had 60 odd years of Doctor Who and we haven't had a black one. Just given the demographics of England, right? I think black people make up about 10% of England, or maybe 20%. So there's been 13 Doctors should have been 1.3, but yeah, at least, or 2.6, depending how many. So it's a bit weird, and but again, is he the right actor for the role, or is he just does he have the right skin color and is good at being a bit quirky? Because again, this is a serious acting role. So we've had somebody who can't handle serious acting take on the role, Jodie Whittaker, and we've seen exactly what happened. Now, people didn't think Swiss McCoy could take on the role either. He was essentially a comic known for stuffing ferrets down trousers. It was fantastic. I love Sylvester McCoy. So I'm not saying no, absolutely not, could never do it. But I just don't know he has the chops. Oh, he's there. But does he have the chops to play serious authoritative doctor? Literally my next line. Okay, so me and him getting on now, the writer. And we would accept the show's techno explanations from somebody with we all too readily recognize as an IT crowd's Morris Moss. Yeah, a solid choice, but a bit obvious. Unlike Lydia West. Now, Lydia West, I really like her. I think she's a great actress. She's a young actress. She's a very young actress. And I don't think... you see, here's the thing. I think most things can take one jump, right? It's so, for example, like you want to make Doctor Who a black person, right, for the first time. Fine, but then we make him a black gay person, then it gets a bit like diluted. So I think she's just too young, and I think you like her, but you like her skin color and her gender more than anything else. But let's hear their argument. Most likely to be known to Doctor Who fans for working with Rusty Davies years and years, and the highly acclaimed It's a Sin. West would be one of the youngest casting choices ever, and doesn't have a huge amount of TV experience behind her. Now, I want to be clear. I think she probably does have the acting chops to do that, but I think it's something that she will need to grow into. And I hate to say this, I think we pretty much established that this is a masculine character. Now, by that I mean... it's probably best to play by a bloke. I think it can be played by a woman as long as you maintain the masculinity of the character. I know that sounds crazy, but it totally could be done by the right actress. And I'm not saying play it as a bloke, but play it as authoritative, right? And an authoritative person, which is just what our minds connect masculinity to. I'm not saying women are not authoritative. Just this one isn't. Lydia West, no. Jodie Whittaker isn't. And I just think, men with a larger physical presence, a deeper voice, have an easier time being authoritative. Which is just a reality, We shouldn't have to apologize for this. But then neither did a young Tom Baker. Yeah, but he was also a bloke. Right, a bloke, remember? It should be noted that Tanai Miller, who worked with West on Years and Years, has hinted that she already knows who the 14th Doctor is. Could it be... no, it's... What's her name? It's the woman from ER. Could it be Heled Gwyn? I don't... Can I have a picture of her? Because I have no idea who she is. But Heled Gwyn... Okay, Gwyn has worked with Doctor Who alumnus Pete McTeague on The Pact. Pete McTeague. Listen, you did the best out of all the Chibnall writers. Still not that good. Still not that good this year. And as based in Wales, where Doctor Who is made. Indeed, she would be a bit of an unknown quality outside of Wales, mainly starring in Welsh dramas such as Gwaith Carteth or 35 Diwyrnod. So this is a household name, obviously. You know what? When they were making the Paul McGann movie in '96, they wanted to hire this guy called Gary Gorkham, and the BBC were like, "No, we need a recognizable face." Helen Gwyn, maybe. I can't even recognize the name, let alone the face. But it's, I can't recognize these collection of letters as a name. But that's no bad thing going into a life-changing role like the Time Lord. She's got a striking doctorish look about her and will be an intriguing wild card. Again, it's a masculine role. And I'm prepared. I'm not saying it's a male role, I'm saying it's a masculine role. Tobias Menzies. This is a good choice. This is a good choice. He's a fantastic actor, an absolutely fantastic actor. I wonder how he would play it, right? It's been established with Colin Baker and Peter Capaldi that feature a guest in an episode doesn't stop you taking over the role. So appearing as Lieutenant Stepashis in the 2013 story Cold War. Yeah, it shouldn't be a hindrance. You know what's no hindrance? Nobody remembers it, right? And it also had David Warner in it as well. Menzies can bring a detached aloofness to any role. He can bring whatever I think the role needs, and will be a throwback to establishment gentleman of yore. But his role in The Terror showed how he can do a foolish bravado, genuine bravery, compassion, guilt, and self-sacrifice. All solid Doctor traits. This is the only one that's a decent pick, and you probably could have got him after Capaldi. Not so much now. Patterson Joseph, number 8. He was heavily rumored to be the 11th Doctor instead of Matt Smith. I really wanted him to be the Doctor. I think he would have been great. I think he's clocking on a little bit too much now, right? I think his time's passed. But he would have been great. You know what? He would have been great if they did a show in the 90s. If they did a Doctor Who, go and watch Neverwhere, which is a BBC show from the 90s where he played the Marquis de Carabas, and he played him very well. Did a really, really good job. Imagine that as a Doctor. It's kind of like a slightly cooler Sixth Doctor, right? And again, that's the time they really should have cast a black actor but for the Sixth Doctor. Joseph also has a Doctor Who role in the past, dating back to 2005, and his name has been in the frame before. We know from Pete's show that he can do intense and intensely weird, and his Shakespearean background gives him gravitas. Has the moment passed? I think it has. And I'm really sad about it, because I think, oh man, could you imagine if he was Doctor 13? It would have been good. Okay, him with what's his name? The guy from Being Human as showrunner, who played the German soldier in Twice Upon a Time. Can't remember. Never mind. Joe Martin, most likely candidate. She's already appeared in the show as a version of the Doctor, becoming a Swift fan favorite. No, there's nothing about the current era that is fan favorite. Okay, nothing at all. After it was revealed she was an unknown incarnation hiding out on Earth as a human with a TARDIS buried underground for safekeeping, with no explanation at all. Just dumb. It was just dumb. The whole thing about it was dumb. And like, why? Why did she bury the TARDIS? It made whatever. It's not that it made no sense. They didn't stop to try and explain it. They never stopped trying, because they don't care. All they cared about was the da-da-da mic drop moment where she turns out to be da-da-da, the Doctor, but not. It's implied that she was the Doctor on the time before the show started in 1963 with William Hartnell's first Doctor. Some fans have desperately tried to shoehorn her into time elsewhere, but if showrunner Christian has already shown his hand and she would be revealed as Whittaker's replacement, it would be fantastic. More of her, not really. I mean, again, she's better than Whittaker. So am I. I'm not a professional actor. You don't want me. Riz Ahmed. Now, he was the shuttle pilot in Rogue One, I think. Imagining him as a Doctor? No, I don't think he really works. Ahmed has an impressive CV, extensive range, and a sack full of awards, award nominated behind him. But is he too political for the role? I have no idea. Casting summary of the history of activism for Syria and Rohingya children was certainly not silence to critics who say the show has gone woke. It has gone woke. Yeah, okay, let's have a quick look. Okay, we're going to take a little detour. Riz Ahmed, politics. So if they're saying he's too politically lefty, can you imagine how lefty he must be? Let's look up his Wikipedia quickly. Okay, fine, so I recognize him now. Let's see what we can say about activism, early education, acting career, 2010s, to 20s, music career, Riz test, personal life. Ahmed is a Muslim. He has spoken candidly about the negative stereotyping of Muslims, both in personal and social context. As an activist, he's been involved in raising funds for Syrian refugee children and advocating representation in the House of Commons. He has also been involved in raising awareness of the displacement of Rohingya Muslim from Myanmar. Listen, I've read a bunch of things about Muslim issues. He hasn't said Israel once, right? So I'm quite impressed so far. Honestly, he seems to be dealing with real issues, okay? So I'm about to say, hey, maybe he's great. Maybe he's great. In 2013, Amin provided journalist Hardeep Singh with a formal apology for a tweet he had published in which he called Singh a bigot and falsely accused him of attempted assault. Ahmed also agreed substantial damage. Well, blimey. He must have had his ass handed to him. In 2016, he contributed an essay on... Okay, fine. This is going to be the sniff test. Riz Ahmed Israel. Let's see what he says. If you're thinking of boycotting Israel, okay, dude, you might have made a friend. If you think about Israel projects, wonder what's or aren't sure, then you need to read this. Boycotting Israel, the situation has changed, and I've changed my mind to the latest Israeli assault on Gaza. Okay, so screw off. Okay, bye bye. That's from a while ago. So okay, fine. So maybe, but again, if they're saying he's too political, he's probably too political. But what is the point of science fiction if it isn't reflecting issues we face in the real world? That is your freaking problem, The Guardian. These aren't issues in the real freaking world. It's only in your freaking head. The real world isn't your little piss baby bubble that lives on Twitter. You're a teeny segment of society that has its foot on the neck of the rest of society. None of these things you're worrying about are in the real world. Something Doctor Who has done since there they go. Something Doctor Who's always been political. Yeah, it has never been hateful. It's never been mired in delusion. Paul McGann. It is but a fan's pipe dream, but on television McGann was only the Doctor once in a model 1996 movie, and again on a surprise special mini-sode filmed in for the 2013 and 50th anniversary. In between, he's recorded countless audio dramas of Big Finish and has a legion of fans. His own Appreciation Society on Facebook. Everybody has Appreciation Society on Facebook. That doesn't really mean anything. As the Eighth Doctor, some kind of timey-wimey solution to follow his adventures on TV for a while. He could just go back in time, would be extremely unlikely, but welcomed by many Whovians, if you want people to watch it. Tilda Swinton. Okay, she's a woman I think who could play the Doctor. Okay? I think this is a woman who can play the Doctor. And that's the sort of caliber of actress you're looking for. Again, because I think she's very smart, and I think she can analyze the role, and I think she'll bring the masculinity of the role to the fore. While we're on Night Like Scenarios, how amazing would this be? It'll be fantastic. Will it be fantastic? No, it wouldn't be. It would have been fantastic in 2017. Now they've tainted the brand so much. Mark Lewis-Jones, don't even know who he is. What about Lawrence Fox? You didn't suggest him. It's been a running joke in the show for a while. The Doctor has always been disappointed that his new body isn't ginger. Mark Lewis-Jones could put that right. Again, it could be a throwback to the grumpy older Doctor, but if Chibnall did decide to go down ginger... Oh, Chibnall's gone as well. Shut up. He would be, more popular than Chris Marshall, who... Chibnall's never hiring a man, okay? Stop it. Who has been... unless he's got... That's being forced to it. I can't imagine being forced to. Perfectly touted as a possible Doctor. Lewis-Jones also got sci-fi... Lewis-Jones has got sci-fi and sci-fi fan experience with the Star Wars franchise, and would be a safe pair of hands to guide the show through the 6th anniversary in 2023. I don't know who he is. Let's have a quick look at him. See if I recognize him from anything. Right? I bet I still won't recognize him even after I see him. Oh, him! Okay! That's an interesting choice. Would he be good? No, I think he's a bit too soft. Honestly, I think he'll have too much of was a soft approach. And number 14 for the 14th Doctor, the moment has been prepared for. Perhaps the show needs something to do something more radical than have a woman as a Doctor. What if regeneration went wrong and the Doctor was left unstable and we got a different guest star every couple of episodes with a regular cast around them? What if the Doctor went missing or regenerated as a cartoon or got split into good and evil twin versions? And who had to fight each other around the galaxy. So this is why I say, you know what I would really, really love to happen? I would really love to happen. I've said this a few times over the last few days. I'd like The Guardian, this newspaper, to be bought up by me, and turn into a right-wing tabloid. Tits on page 3, the whole thing, and say, well, listen, what's it? We're just moving forward, we're being progressive, we're trying something new, let's see how much you like it. Let's see how much you like fundamentally changing something because you do not understand it in the slightest. Let's see how much you like it. My guess is they react the way that most bullies act when they get treated the way they treat other people. They wouldn't like it at all. So there you go, The Guardian's view on who should be the next Doctor. What a shock, what a shock. They were full of shit. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.